Hi guys, greetings of the day. I Vijay Tawardhan welcome you to my YouTube channel for learning a subject called Fluid Power Engineering for 5th semester and Fluid Power System for 7th semester as per VTU syllabus. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, kindly subscribe. Also click on bell icon to receive latest lectures as and when it is uploaded in my YouTube channel. Now let's start the session number 80, which is on actuators. Now, hydraulic actuators and hydraulic motors are hydraulic power utilizing device of an hydraulic system. An actuator is one which has motion or for which motion can be imparted. If the motion of an actuator is imparted or given by hydraulic energy, then such an actuator is called hydraulic actuator. Hydraulic actuators are broadly classified into two types based on the type of motion they have. They are a linear actuators and the rotary actuators. Now let us discuss on linear actuators. Linear actuators are those which have linear motion, and hydraulic linear actuators are also called as hydraulic cylinders. And let us understand the construction. Basically, a cylinder consists of a pipe, piston, end covers and ports or opening on the end covers for the inlet and outlet to the oil. The figure shows the basic parts of the cylinders. Now let us understand what are the motions of the actuators and how does it work. Now see the figure over here, which we call it as an extension. The movement of the piston from the cap or head end to the rod end of the cylinder is called as extension, and the figure shows the action of the extension or extended position of the hydraulic cylinders in case of a linear actuators. And retraction is the movement of the piston from rod end to the cap or head end of the piston cylinder is called retraction, and you can see the respective figure for the concept of retraction and retracted position of the cylinder. Then which are the different types of cylinders we have? Coming to the different types of cylinders, hydraulic cylinders are broadly classified into two types based on number of ports on the cylinder and the entry of high pressure oil, which causes only extension or both extension and retraction. They are as follows. The first one is called as single acting cylinder. A single acting cylinder where in extension is due to high pressure oil or high pressure oil, which is abbreviated as HPO, acts only on the cap end side of the piston is called as single acting cylinder. A single acting cylinders are featured by a single port at the cap end side of the cylinder. In this case, the retraction of the cylinder is either due to gravity, that is nothing but the self-retraction, or due to the spring provided on the rod end side of the cylinder. The second type is called as double acting cylinders. Now, cylinders where in both extension and retraction are due to high pressure oil, which is abbreviated as HPO, are called as double acting cylinder, and the high pressure oil acts on the both the surfaces of the piston, which you can see on the right hand side in the slide. Then coming to a retraction due to gravity, which we have discussed a couple of minutes ago with respect to single acting cylinders. Now you can see the gravity retracted cylinders can be placed in any position except horizontal, whereas the spring retracted cylinder can be placed in any position or at any orientation, which you can observe in the figure over here. One of the disadvantages or drawback of the spring retracted cylinders are they occupy additional space in the cylinder, resulting in increase in length of the cylinder for a given output. And then coming to the classification of double acting cylinder, it can be further classified into differential cylinder and non-differential cylinder. Let us understand what is called as a differential cylinder. Now the double acting differential cylinder you can see in the figure. Now the force acting on the surface of the fluid pressure is the product of the pressure and the effective area on which the fluid is acting, which can be taken as F is equal to P into A, and thus I can calculate, or one can calculate, the effective area on the head end as AP is equal to pi by d square by 4, and the force on the head end due to the fluid pressure P is, it could be calculated using the formula Fp is equal to P into pi by 4 d square, where d is nothing but the diameter of the piston. Similarly, effective area of the rod end could be calculated by the formula Ah is equal to pi by 4 capital D square minus small d square, where small d is nothing but the diameter of the piston rod. Therefore, the force on the rod end of the piston due to the pressure P is going to be calculated by the formula force on the rod is equal to P into pi by 4 d square minus d square. And thus, since area of H is equal to greater than area of R, that is head end is greater area and the rod end is lesser area, which you can see in the figure. Head end effective area is shown here, effective area of the rod end is shown here. Henceforth, the force on the piston side is greater than the force on the rod end side. That is what is called as a differential cylinder. Then coming to the non-differential cylinder, and in case of a non-differential cylinder is also called as through rod, which you can see in the figure, is the one where exerts the same force on either side of the piston surface due to the same fluid pressure. Now the effective area will be remain same on the head end and the rod end, because there is no head end here, which you can observe in the figure. And this can be achieved by providing piston rods of the same diameter on either sides of the piston surfaces. The same thing is shown in the figure, and this concept is called as a non-differential double acting cylinder. Then we have to discuss one more concept, that is called a cylinder rating. What is called a cylinder rating? And the cylinders are rated based on its size and the pressure capability. The principal size and the features are the piston diameter, piston rod diameter, and the stroke length. The pressure rating is established by manufacturers, and the information will be furnished in the manufacturer's catalog. So this is how the non-differential cylinder will also be working, and differential, and even it could be single rod and a double rod, everything what we have discussed. And the time set for the session has been closed for this. And thanks for your patience listening to the session. If you have any sort of doubts, feel free to use the comment section for further discussion. I will answer all your questions related to the topics covered in this session. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Signing off, yours lovely Professor Vijay Tawardhan. Thank you.